Hello everyone. I think my microphone's too high. How about there? Second semifinals cast of Nation Wars 2. In the previous one, we had Poland defeating Europe 4-2. I think the sixth match was Yeti against Karenzi, and Yeti won match point for Team Poland. So today we're going to cast the other semifinals match, USA against Russia. We had a few substitutions. Hawk played for Tom Brown, and TTF was replaced by Dreamer. One of the rare times the substitution can be for a different race is when they have no other players of that race. Hello, Keen. And we actually have some Terrans this week in the 1v1. And let's just go right into match 1 between Hawk and Dreamer. Alright, in the top left, well, these colors, is the green, I want to say, Protoss. Dreamer representing Team Russia, also the captain of Team Russia. Had to sub in this week, but still a strong player overall. And in the bottom left we have Hawk as the red Zerg, representing Team USA. Hawk, very strong Zerg player, especially Zerg against Protoss. When the map is Fighting Spirit, he's going to go to that closest natural. Let's see what Dreamer is up to. Looks like he's going to go Pylon in main, already something different. Unfortunately for him, he's going to get scouted first. Let's see what Hawk does. Most common is overpull. But one of the reasons one base play isn't so common anymore is simply because Protoss falls behind economically. By the time they're gonna take their expansion, their main is pretty much like halfway mined out. They really want to distribute these probes as soon as possible to other expansions. And Hawk's going for an 11 hatch, I think, and this is just like ideal opening as Zerg. You want to go 11 hatch, and Protoss is going in base double gateway. Let's know a couple things. This is 11 hatch, not 12, so it's going to be a faster hatchery and faster pool at the cost of 1 drone. Meanwhile, we have double gateway on 9 and then scout. But these double gateways aren't at the natural, so it's still going to be an extra few seconds. While this is faster than 10-12, it is worse economically, and the fact that it's not at the natural, this is kind of like a middle. Looks Hawk's over scouting the natural, sees nothing. It's like a middle of the road strategy. Doesn't make the most sense, but it's actually going to work out in his favor because Hawk is not yet suspicious of what's going on here. He gets scouted first, and he's going to go, I'm pretty sure, bottom right, see nothing there. So this could backfire for Hawk if he doesn't save his larva until he confirms the scout. Now Dreamer shouldn't be attacking immediately, he should be only attacking. Oh, Hawk sees this out. Dreamer should only be attacking once he sees, once he gets 3 zealots. Attacking at this time here, he's going to let Hawk know. Hawk might already know. You can see this drone rerouting. And here comes that zealot. It's arriving. And now they're a little bit staggered because this was 9-9, not 10-12. Hello, father. Hello, rude girl. And we have a pull. Or creep conley being instantly made. This is going to be necessary. For Zealot, not going to be able to do much. Looks like the volume's a little bit low. Let's raise that. Hawk utilizing the drones, I think, here to fight. He has to be careful, though. 3 probes being brought, along with the scout. Hawk targeting one of the probes. Sunken in range, sort of the ramp. Hawk trying his best to drill, but it's actually hurting his own lings, and the Zealots are coming in. This actually looks pretty bad, but you must realize Dreamer is very all-in with this. He has to do so much damage with this. Looks like there was a drone scout that was taken out as well. If Hawk holds here, he's in a very good position. Dreamer's not making probes. One of the Zealots trying to get through the sunken. Provides a ton of damage as the Zealots try to run by. Targeting the pool. Some of these Zealots are getting split off though. He has to be careful not to get surrounded. This pool is swiftly going down, but he... Okay, so it looks like the pool actually does go down. And Hawk's only going to be able to make drones. These are some extra links coming in. And he canceled link speed. Well, actually, Hawk never collect the ass, so it doesn't matter. But we already see Dreamer is making more probes now. One would think, why not just keep making Zealots? Because look how many links Hawk has left over. And Dreamer has like 4 Zealots. Plus with the sunken fully... very healthy sunken there. There's no way he's going to be able to do any more damage. Hawk actually going for that instant pull instead of extra drones. Looks like all the Zealots are going to get cleaned up. He should just stay at the ramp now. Killing the pool is not actually going to be able to accomplish anything. If he's just losing his ults like this willy-nilly. But he should be able to hold this attack, and he's still making probes. No gas quite yet. Not sure what the follow-up is, if it's going to be Forge expansion or some kind of tech build. And let's see what Hawk does. Hawk doesn't have a scout with an Overlord here. His Overlords are AFK. Looks like this one's rerouting. Still more Zealots being made for Dreamer. Looks like based on the number of Zealots that he's made, I think he's just going to go expand. And Hawk probably going to go lair. He has a very healthy drone count now. You can see he's up on workers. This is a result of 2 hatch versus 1 nexus. Even though the worker counts were even earlier, the difference is quite significant now. He's actually going for link speed first. Hawk has vision of everything. He should be able to counter with these links. But he only has 1 sunken back at home, so maybe he's a little bit scared. It is 5 Zealots after all. Alright, let's watch the march. Hawk's producing links now. Third hatch to get a better block here. Those gonna have a tough time. They could target the hatch. 1 sunken and a couple links attacking. Not enough DPS there. Getting Hydra speed. Let's look at his drone saturation. Looks like it's somewhat healthy. It is only on 2 mineral patches. There's the next being thrown down for Dreamer. Dreamer quite behind on tech. He's getting a Forge only now. One of the benefits of going 2-gate is that you don't need to get this Forge. You can defend with units and tech up faster. But going Forge is going to really delay his tech. Like, Hawk is about to have Hydra upgrades, and we still don't have anything other than Zealot. Hawk sees this. Still no gas. These are the first Hydras being made here. It's only 2 hatch for now, but soon that 3rd hatch production is going to kick in, and slow Zealots are quite bad against Hydras. Here we go. They have speed. And Dreamer's just going to retreat here. Has to buy time with these Zealots to get some extra cannons up. Still no gas. Like, even if Hawk doesn't kill him, the fact that he's not going to be able to put on any kind of pressure to counter allows Zergs to just drone up, take this 3rd base for free. In low numbers, Zealots are actually still pretty good against Hydras, but Dreamer's just throwing these away to buy time. He's going to need so many cannons. I like the 1 Zealot at the 3rd base, but Hawk senses that and just going to go and take that right away. When you kill that many units of Zerg, you don't, especially seeing this many cannons, you don't have to make any more units. There's the 4th hatch at the 3rd base. Zealot wasn't in position to stop that. Maybe it's patrolling between these two bases, and another cannon being added. Only now the gas is about to finish. Evolution chamber. I mean, this is a little bit weird, but not that important. Without zealots to buffer, this is actually breakable by maybe like 15 hydras. Alright, with this extra cannon, maybe not so anymore. Has anyone done the calculations of how many cannons you need to defend, I don't know, 12 hydras? I'm pretty sure it's more than, like, it's like 1 cannon per 3 hydras. Maybe more. But what really helps is the zealots blocking in front, so the hydras can't just target the cannons, pick them off for free. And the fact that zealots only take half damage from hydras. It's like the zealot manages to scout. With that second Nexus, Dreamer building up his probe count, but he's going to be on 2 gateways for a very long time as he's teching up. Going instantly for Citadel. There's a lair from Hawk. +1 for the Hydras. Third base done. We should see a round of drones now to saturate. It looks like we have, what is that, 8 drones being made. Instantly going to saturate that base. And Dreamer is in big trouble. He's going to go 4-gate speed lot. And Hawk is getting lair. Hawk can get either Spire or Lurker Tech with this lair. Either is going to be good against what Dreamer is doing. Probably going to see Overlord speed as well. There's Lurker immediately from Hawk. And now while the 4-gate speed lot is going to be able to put on some pressure, I do like that he's going Archives right away. He really needs to get his tech up. And there's the Overlord speed from Hawk and still more drones. 6 hatch. And this is just a very comfortable game for Zerg. Dreamer, since he's blind, he's going to have to make these anti-muta cannons. Because he doesn't know the lair timing and he doesn't know what follows the lair. See a little bit of a macro blip here from Hawk, but... Whoa, is that 7 hatcheries? No, it's just 6. My math is wrong. So it's the 5th, 6th hatchery. 3rd gas. This is pretty good time for 3rd gas. If you're getting lurkers, you don't really need that 3rd gas super fast. So getting after 6 hatcheries is perfectly fine. We're going to have about 1 control group of solids, but by the time he moves out, Hawk is going to have like 30 hydras. He's already at 1 control group and a half, and he's making more hydras. He's going to get lurkers out. I mean, the key is for this +1 speed lot to be out and attacking before lurker is done, but Hawk's had so much freedom to drone up, saturate this base, take that 3rd gas. +1's almost done. There's another anti-muta cannon, but it's not really going to help him. You have to kind of do this. I mean, if Hawk were going mutas, this would already be a ton of damage done with the mutas. The fact that he's going lurkers is still going to be quite bad for Dreamer. We even have Hawk setting up to take his 4th base with the 7th hatch. He does get supply blocked. Sometimes you get supply blocked right when you need to make lurkers, and it can backfire pretty bad. He spots this DT moving out, kills it. He doesn't have the best vision of Dreamer's natural. Like if Dreamer were to sneak out this way through the middle, it would catch him off guard, but it's not going to be a big deal when he has this many hydras. Already at 45 drones, there's that new base. Decent map coverage. You probably should have more overlords out on the map, but you want to keep some back in case of DK. Like there's no overlords at this base. They're all at that rally. Like you have to cover your bases. There's a robo. Decent timing for the robo. Goon range after. He's already making goons, so his High Templar count is quite low. It's only at 4. And remember, these are late High Templars. It's not like these have been banking energy for a very long time. Oh! One of the lurkers in cannon range instantly goes down, but now he's contained. Now let's see, Hawk's getting +2. Dreamer's +1 is done. He's getting +1 armor. And this is going to be such a long time. Supply deficit for Protoss, not something you want to see. And we have good vision here to scout drops. Quad pylon. This is something I would recommend. If you're lurker contained, just do pylons like this, because when you do decide to engage, you're not gonna want to focus on your base and make pylons. To make pylons, you just want to focus on the attack. All right. The problem is here, how many High Templars do we actually have? It's like we have 2 with 2 storms, and so we have about 7 storms here total. We're moving out with zealots first. This is a disaster already. You want to poke out with goons, then storm the hydras. The way he's doing it, not a single storm has gone off, and his entire ground army has been killed. So not the cleanest act. Did we even have storm? I don't even know. And with that, we're at 1-0 in favor of Team USA. Alright, next match is going to be Raz against DeWalt. And DeWalt hasn't lost this season yet. I think maybe there were 11 weeks, 10 matches in the regular season, and DeWalt was like 15, 16 and 0, something like that. He won every single time he went up, including several ace matches. And he's up against Raz. So it's 1-0 currently for Team USA. Best of 7. If it ends at 3-3, we do go to an ace match. Alright, in the top, we have DeWalt as the blue Protoss representing Team Russia. And in the bottom left, we're going to have Raz as the red Protoss for Team USA. Map is Sylphid. And this is a map that often leads to very fast PvPs. No ramp. Very awkward choke at the net where you're actually working against a concave. So usually leads to aggressive strategies. This map isn't like, say, Fighting Spirit, where PvPs can often just have both players camping for a very long time. And DeWalt is quite strong in PvP. Raz, I don't know that much about his PvP. I did see him go 2-gate one time. Alright, come on, let's see. It's like Raz's pylon is a little bit later. And he's going double gateway on 9, okay. Or maybe he's going 9-10. Alright, 9-10 gate, pretty common opening, usually followed up by cannons and an expansion. You need to get a ton of damage done with this build. DeWalt going for that gas, and okay, no, I'm very confused then. Why did Raz go 9 gate and then let's not analyze this too deeply. Delaying the scout, very bold play here. I was looking at the statistics. Very interesting that since 2019, I think DeWalt and Bonif go basically head to head. They did go, I mean, Bonif did win BSL, but overall, over several matches, I want to say like 40 matches, it's about 50%. Alright, this is... Okay, so we're getting a Zealot as well. So Raz is going to have a faster Zealot, but by the time he gets here, DeWalt's also going to have a Zealot. Now if it's a block the choke, we're going to see that even though he's going to be able to block the scout, this core is late, so he's not going to be able to make a Citadel instantly either way. DeWalt has a faster Citadel. He's already making his Dragoon. And we're already at a worker deficit here. And this is actually 2 worker deficit. Oh! Nice moving shot here from DeWalt. Boom! There goes down. So we're down 3 probes already, and I see no advantage gained. We have later Dragoon. Range is at the same time. I mean, of course, DeWalt doesn't know any of this. He's playing blind, so he's going to have to go Robo. Whoa, okay. So he's going second gateway right away. Now, you usually cut this probe so you can get this Dragoon out faster. He's going to need to make a pylon here anyway. Looks like Raz also going for a second gateway. Now, if If Raz went for the fastest core or normal core timing with the fast Citadel, DeWalt could be in trouble here. Now, it's not an auto lose because I'm pretty sure he's only going to make 4 Dragoons and then Robo, which in that scenario you still get the Observer out at decent timing, and he's up against 3-gate. And what DeWalt's doing is also pretty good against 3-gate. It comes down to how he reacts to with his scouting. But Raz already cutting probes. DeWalt's going to have a big economic lead here. This is all, I mean, maybe he's concerned, but not going to the base at all. There's a Robo after 4 Dragoons, and DeWalt's gonna look to put on some pressure here. Now remember, Raz is not making any probes at all, so DeWalt's gonna have 50% more economy basically, and it's gonna come down to how good this attack is for Raz. It's gonna be 4 Dragoons against. Oh, Raz, come on, he has to react. He sees the incoming units. First shots go off for DeWalt. Raz trying to bait him here, I think. Now DeWalt's gonna see this one extra goon. Goon's bugging out here though, so not helping out at all in this fight. This is already a disaster. DeWalt might actually win this engagement. Alright, but DeWalt's smart. Realizes he doesn't have to win this engagement. He sees 3-gate, or what he assumes to be 3-gate based on the number of Dragoons he saw pop out. Could still be 2-gate. But smart to go instant Reaver because based on the Dragoon count, you don't need to get Observers out. And while a natural is actually pretty bad for a defender on Sylphin, the main is perfectly fine. It's very awkward to break in through here. See, DeWalt's gonna try to hold this natural. You can get a good engagement here before the extra Dragoons come in. 1 Dragoon goes down, 2 Dragoons goes down. And this is pretty easy micro, just move and shoot. And this Reaver is gonna be out by the time Raz can put on any more pressure, and we're looking at a 10 worker deficit. I think that's it. Serio. Hi, Choop. What's up? Observer, just in case, but this is basically over. Raz now making probes, but you can see his economy compared to DeWalt's. I think I'm going to call how this game ends. Raz is going to put on pressure, see that there's a Reaver, and just leave. Choop. Do I know Flash? Personally, no, I don't know him. But of course, I know of Flash. Very strong random player in Korea. I think he's a former Starcraft 2 player. There's a Reaver. Does Raz GG? Nope. Dragoon count is actually still in DeWalt's favor, and the Reaver 2 support. And there's GG, so we're at 1-1. Not a surprise, DeWalt still undefeated. Alright, let's see what we have next. We have Boa against Casper. DeWalt and Bonif. Why are you saying DeWalt and Bonif? Ah. Oh boy. Alright, so we have Boa in the top right as a red Protoss representing Team USA. One of the new players on Team USA, also new to BSL, and he managed to get into the top 8. Very strong player. And the bottom we have Casper as the, I want to say this is Teal, but I'm just guessing here. Teal, Terran, Casper. Oh, looks like we have some chat. Map is Optimizer. Vertical spawn's probably the most interesting on this map. Alright, looks like Casper is gonna go for that wall off. Cool thing about new maps is you often have these like new... I'm not sure if this is for new players or if this is for, I don't know, other players, all players. Basically, you have this depot and racks positioning indicated to you based on like the terrain of the map. Pretty sure that there's something at the natural as well. You see us on CB. We're waiting for the gateway in main. 12 next, pretty common on this map. And there's the barracks from Casper. He's gonna go for 11 gas, so already interesting. Usually when you see 11 gas, it's gonna be something aggressive. Terrans are cutting out economy to get this faster gas, but this does line up your factory timing a little bit better. Go Russia! What's wrong with you? Oh, nice trick there. For all you new players, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You wait till the SCV is outside the wall, then you tell it to do cancel, so it stops building, and then you can move it out. Now, what you don't want to do is click the barracks and click cancel, because then it'll just explode. And then we have Bo with the Cybernetics Core Scout, so delaying a scout, not important in PvT to get a super fast scout. Casper's wall is complete, and here he's going to make that factory. Let's see. Looks like we have 2 on gas, 1 on gas. It still could be for something aggressive. It could still be an FD, maybe even a strong FD. Oh. Bo wants to hang around this barracks to see how many Marines are being made. Basically only that. Nothing else matters here. Sees 1 Marine, okay. There's a Dragoon range, and Casper unfortunately gets the last scout. We see another Marine being made here. Let's see, let's look at Bo's vision. He sees that. Okay, so another depot before command center. This is already something aggressive. We have 2 on gas. And we see a 3rd Marine being made. But Bo has full information here. He sees the barracks building. Let's see if he does anything. Oh, what is this? What is this? We have a citadel. Okay, so this makes sense. Now this citadel, I wonder how it does against 2-fact, where it's just the fast vulture follow-up. But we'll see. Boa is Gosu. Man, we need the USA Koreans to come and help us out. Is this gonna be a command center? Alright, this is ridiculous. There's gonna be a ton of pressure that's gonna be put on. We have a 2nd gateway as well. Like, this command center isn't far long enough. I think this is just gonna be a cancel. Yep, canceled command center there. And this is a very bad opening already for Casper. You see that 3rd Dragoon, and these are Dragoons with range. It's going to be a later DT, but more effective against defending any kind of aggression from Casper. Okay, Vulture is out, but mines aren't anywhere near done. Bo's going to go straight for that tank. He's taking a ton of Marine fire here. And now he's actually contained in the main. He might want to leave. If he can kill these Marines and leave, I would call this a huge victory, but he might lose these Dragoons. What you're moving out to plant some mines, and the fact that this command center is going to be forced to lift is actually a big deal. This is a lot of lost mine time on top of the cancel. Let's see, boy, not making DTs here quite yet. 2nd factory. What happened here? Did boy... Dragoon's still alive. 6 kills on this Dragoon. Very effective. He might be focusing way too much on just this 1 unit. He needs to get a Nexus up. And this Vulture might be key. It's going to scout. Let's see. It's almost at full health. Can he get to the natural and see the fact that this Nexus is delayed? He actually might. Okay, so he kills the probe. He should go into the main now. 8 kills on this Dragoon. Tons of damage actually being done. There's only 4 mines. 2 DTs can easily clear this. He's going to sacrifice the Dragoons as well. He's going to open up a path for the Vultures. Casper desperately getting some Vultures. He needs more mines. There's a first DT. And I like this. Wait, whoa. Why are you taking this gas right away? I'm surprised he's not just taking this gas as well. You can make the gas now and it'll finish roughly at the same time as the Nexus. Yeah, not very clean opening here from Boa. The Dragoon did do a ton of damage. We have a full block, but I don't actually think this is the block. And there we go. 1 DT easily kills that mine. And there's an academy. Oh. What's mine range like? Let's learn. We'll take that next. Oh, this is hilarious. I didn't even see this command center floated all the way over here. But against drop play, it's not going to be viable to defend this at all. And Boa just following up with Dragoons. He already has a second gas, but again, this depletes super fast. I'm surprised he didn't just take the natural. But maybe it was just to give him a quick gas boost there. No CV building. What happened here? Cats was trying to follow up this drop, but this is so risky when everything's already been delayed. The fact that you're going drop is going to eat into your tank count. And Bo's going to have observers pretty soon. Cats were taking that second gas right away. I mean, this is probably a scenario we should take this gas because I don't see how this base survives for very much longer once this gets mined out. Once an observer is out and sees it, shuttle should be following it. And there we have a third command center. But again, Casper's tank count is so low. Does he actually only have 1 tank now? He has to be careful. Oh my god. This is such a mistake. Like, you never want to go for the shortest drop path because it's simply gonna get scouted and it's gonna minimize the amount of damage you can actually do. It's definitely worthwhile to take a longer drop path like this, simply because you're guaranteed that you won't get seen and you're gonna get more damage done that way. So even though it's gonna be a significant delay in actually getting into their base, the fact that you're unscouted is way more important. Well, this has been scouted and drop not able to do much. Again, Ball did take a later expansion, so it's not like this is game over. Here we have the Dragoons eating one of the mines. And this is what I'm talking about. The tank count is so low. It's actually 0 now. Boa has 5 gateways. It's 3 Nexus, but there's no way he can stabilize. Another tank gonna go down here. And this is just so many Dragoons coming. And I think that's it. We have a tank somewhere. Shuttle as well, and that's GG. So we're at 2-1, and after this game there was some unfortunate BM from Casper's behalf. As a result of that BM, he's actually not allowed to play in the final or in the next match. Alright, let's go to the 2v2. And I think this week, yep, this week is Python, not Iron Curtain. What BM? Oh, no, it wasn't in-game BM. It was post-game BM. Post-game BM from Casper. It's gonna be dealt with basically. I mean, not surprising, but still unfortunate. What happened with DeWalt and Raz? DeWalt won pretty easily. Just one micro engagement, and it went DeWalt's way, and it was a pretty comfortable win there. All right, let's go into this 2v2. All right, let's switch the colors. We have, this is Raz as the blue or red Protoss 4 Team USA. His ally Striker as a red Zerg. Then we have Sting as the blue Terran for Team Russia. Sting 2-2 only player, same as Silver as the blue Zerg. There you go. Let's see. There's 12 pool ramp. Okay. So quick tips, quick strategy. When you're the Zerg Terran team against Zerg Protoss, this Zerg is very important. He can defend 9 pool and double gateway. So one of the ways he can do that is to go 12 pool, then defend the ramp with a second hatch and sunken, usually here. Sometimes you have enough time to get the sunken here. You wait for the second hatch to finish. But it's very important for this Zerg to be able to defend that kind of strategy, simply because it's very common, and the one hatch Zerg that goes lair gets mutas up very fast, forces this Zerg to go spores, and then we end up in a game where this Protoss either cannons both players at their ramps, like this, after the double gateway, and goes DTs, while this Terran goes bio. And that's usually a very common strategy. So we're already seeing the beginning of that with Silver setting up for that 12 pool. This second gas should be very delayed. You want to prioritize getting this hatch so you get that creep up as soon as possible. And we actually have Striker going for an overgas, I think. So just gonna get super fast mutas out, and we have Sting going for that double barracks. This is gonna be a complete wall, but I think with this wall, Marine spawn on the outside. I'm not 100% sure. This is very important. We have Raz here denying the second hatch being made, but Striker isn't going 9 posts. So it's not that big of a deal. Silver wants that second gas now. And then we have the double gateway. Should see a Forge follow-up, but I'm not 100% sure quite yet. We have Striker going for Lings' wall and instant lair. And Sting is getting his Marine count up. We have the wall. I'm pretty sure Marine spawn on the outside here. Okay, so this Marine, I'm not really sure what's going to do. It might try to head over to Silver's base and help out. But I don't. Like, if this is 9 pool, impossible for this to happen. But because it's 9 and he scouted it, I think there's a chance. Striker only made a handful of Lings, only 8. And there we have the double cannon at the ramp's going to be set up pretty soon. We have Raz actually overly ambitious here, moving out with that one Zealot. The blue team, the Russian team, has to be a little bit careful. They're waiting for this second hatch to finish. And here we go. This is the key timing here. The one Marine is going to help a ton. I think this is actually going to be a pretty easy hold here. Striker didn't make a ton of Lings. Actually, he probably overmade Lings because eventually you do want to get a second hatch. And these cannons could actually be at the natural. Now, because it's Python, the natural is actually super wide open. It's not as strong to go for an expansion. Maybe that's why they're not going for that. And here we have Raz getting cannons up as well. Gonna need that gas soon. Protoss does want to tech up because now they're switching roles of map control here. Initially, Protoss Zerg team always has the map control, simply because Protoss can go double gateway, and Terran goes bio, or even mech. It's just too slow to get vultures or medics out. Like, basically the timing for medics and the first vulture is roughly about the same. So the Zerg Terran team doesn't have map control until those things are out. And as a result, Zerg Protoss team has enough time to tech up and get these cannons. One thing to note, the positioning of the cannons can be quite important. You don't want to place them like right here where Marines can range them easily from below the ramp. These could actually be... this one is hard to reach because of the terrain, but this one could actually be one further back. Again, they could have gone for the natural to get a second gas up for Striker a lot faster. One of the weaknesses with that is that Protoss has to commit even more cannons and delay his tech even further. There's a core, he's going to go right on gas. Right, let's look at Terran. Terran's going to go for eBay and factory. It's not super important to get a ton of bio out on the map. Unless you're going to commit to an all-in, it doesn't make sense to, because cannons are very effective above of a ramp. And we actually see that Silver didn't make a ton of lings. Only the one control group. Here the first mutas out, but it's only 3 mutas again. Striker's only on the 1 hatch. So it's very important for Sting to prioritize getting tech up against the mutas. What you want to get are vessels, so he's rushing up that tech tree. Did Striker actually cancel this, or he just never made it? And this is a scenario where if they would have gone for this expansion faster, it would have actually worked out wonders for Team USA. Muta count is building. Is Striker getting +1 carry base? One of the benefits of going for a faster Spire is you get those upgrades a lot faster. You can see Sting still not making any Marines, just teching up and getting turrets. Very passive play from the Zerg Terran team. 3 spores necessary here. But Silver has a decent economy. Very nice placement on these spores. Okay, so I'm already... This is a little bit curious here. Like, Protoss doesn't need to go... What happens when Protoss goes cannons like this is that the Zerg team is going to be, or the Zerg Protoss team is giving away map control, and as a result, Protoss, oh, nice counterattack here by Striker. This is a ton of damage to get done here. Silver doesn't have mutas quite yet, and Sting doesn't have a ton of bio either. Now this turret placement, not the best. It only covers from the mutas harassing, but they really should be like this. It does hamper somewhat his mineral mining, but not the biggest of deals. And here we have Striker already with a quite significant muta count, but Silver's getting +1, and this is huge. Whoever has the muta, like, you usually, if you have the muta advantage, that never goes away, but you also want to maintain the upgrade advantage. Delaying the facility is super important here. Could also target the Stargate over and over again. Marines won't have +1 here. He prioritized teching up, not getting upgrades. Raz getting Corsairs, and there's a reason why Corsairs aren't usually gotten. So we have a counterattack from Silver, but going alone, he's just giving away these mutas for free. He's got to separate them, or otherwise he's going to lose all of them. Extra barracks finally going up for Sting. And Silver looks like he's going to take his own expansion. Alright, the problem with going for Corsairs, looks like I can finally cover this. What this Protoss wants to do is get his expansion up, get cannons, and switch to Zealot High Templar, Zealot DT, and that'll be very effective against what the Terran is doing. Because Terran doesn't want to go bio against Protoss that already has Storm. And with Storm, like, this Terran player is going to use vessels to neutralize the Zerg. But this Protoss doesn't need to go Corsairs, especially if you're only going to make 2 and not get +1. This is like a waste, an investment that's not going to pay off. Because eventually the Protoss players just grows a lot faster than the Terran. Has a more powerful ground army, and that's how they can follow it up. They don't need these Corsairs. The Zerg player already beats the other Zerg player with the delayed Spire. This thing is powering up. But this is very, very slow. Striker already has that second gas. Still no Spire upgrades. This is super important to get Carapace. Carapace here against these these Marines without +1 is a huge upgrade to get. Now the vessels are gonna hit all the mutas at once, but with good control and good quick separation, it's not that effective. Looks like they're saying go P, but P easily defends. Cannon Storm, basically the perfect composition against Bio. Striker here has to watch out for that Irradiate. But because Irradiate, he's only having one starport here. It's not like it's a ton of Irradiate that he's going to deal with. Second vessel, if he can pick it off, could be huge. Not the best targeting there. Don't want to throw away the mutas here. Here comes the vessel. Unfortunately, he irradiated a top muta that was already weak. So not only was it easily separated, it was also... Separate the mutas, come on. Okay, so that was actually a huge mistake from Striker. But where are the Corsairs? We still have some Corsairs left over. These need to be in Striker's main. Striker doesn't want to spore up. He's actually getting a den, and this is also a mistake. You really want to just keep making mutas forever until basically there's enough Irradiate. These Corsairs should have just stood here. It would have helped Striker there defend. Alright, and again, we're in a position where Terran has complete map control. At least till Protoss gets more gateways up. Because here, Protoss is going to want to go up to 6 gateways, something like that. They don't need to get observers. Terran's not going to go mines from this position very frequently. He should also be getting upgrades for his ground army. They're going Protoss. Weak storm there. Want to storm the bio. And looks like this is going to be a pretty easy hold here. Mutas are going to be in. It's going to be a pretty close air fight where I think Silver's going to win. He does have +1. Actually, no cannons left, so now the natural is completely exposed. Corsairs trying to get this vessel. Alright, so Raz shouldn't make cannons here. He needs to get that gateway count up. We're working 4 barracks against 2 gateways. Third hatch, 4 silver. Looks like he's going to take another base. And still no upgrades for Striker. He's getting lurkers, but again, such a mistake. Lurkers, while they're good against bio, they're not that great when Terran has enough detection and when the other Zerg is going mutas. What good are your lurkers against the other Zerg? You really want to make units that are good against everything. And there's no unit better than that than mutas, simply because mutas are fast. They can support pretty effectively. There are the extra gateways going up. 6 gateways for Raz. Still no upgrades on this forge. Good link scout here at top left. Very small group to be moving out alone. Snipe Storm. Like, how many mutas is this? Actually, it's only 5 mutas. Where are the rest? Another thing that's bad about lurkers, these spines that hit Marines will actually hit his own ally as well. It's a bit of a dance here, but it's hard for the Zergs to be that effective here. Third hatch for Striker, but making Lings and Lurkers, not the best composition here. Thing going up in barracks, he's getting double eBay, and this is gonna be huge. Raz still hasn't gotten a single ground upgrade, and Sing's already at 1-0. So while bio is not the greatest, It can be pretty strong with upgrades if you can get rid of the High Templars. Nice Storm there on Silver's Mutas. Very weak now. These two Corsairs could probably beat these Mutas now. But again, the Lurker's not being that effective, and now Raz is alone here, and only links from Striker. And this is where you can tell Striker is not a seasoned 2v2 player. And now, I'm struggling to see what options. I mean, Striker should just go back into Mutas. He's gonna try to go Hive. Come on, no upgrade still. Silver's not getting upgrades either. I mean, just Hydras. Okay, so he's gonna go Hydra Lurker instead of just a Lurker Ling. And that's a much better composition, but it's still not better than Muta. Muta just is the best at support. And the vessel count is slowly growing. We're up to 5 vessels. Raz does have a big army. A ton of Storm here. He's got growing his gateway count. Basically saying snipe Storm over and over again because that's the only weakness he has. He doesn't have EMP. Or actually, he's researching now, but okay, so we're trading Mutas for the Storm, and this bio group can easily eat the Protoss army if there's no Storm. Looks like we have one High Templar. We're finally getting a Dark Archon. This is very nice. Feedback is an instant spell. Now it's not the best against vessels simply because vessels have so much health. Looks like we had an Irradiate. Go. They're saying go. D-Matrix on the front Marine so he can tank the fire. Striker trying to come in from the back. Mutas are being distracted here. Well upgraded bio. Doing a ton of damage here. Striker is coming in from the back with mostly Lurkers. If they can burrow in range of the Marines, looks like the bio's going to get cleaned up here. Silver still has some Mutas left over. Still some vessels to support. Whose Hydras are these? Okay, these are Striker's Hydras. Looks like they're just barely able to fan. Look at. Okay, looks like the Lurkers didn't shoot, but these Lurkers can damage the Dragoons. I think this third base should be Raz's, not Striker's. Raz's main is about to mine out. Striker still has all his patches left. Again, what's going to be key here is that Striker is not going to have any upgrades. He doesn't have ground upgrades. He doesn't have air upgrades. Silver only is going to have that +1, but already 2-1 for the Terran. We're getting 2 armor. Looks like there was a counterattack here with some Lings. Very nice damage to get done. But Mutas are just way more effective than Hydra, Lurker in 2v2. As long as you keep your Mutas alive, they can heal up very quickly. Looks like there's going to be a counterattack top left. Now this army is very hard for Terran to control. You have a lot of control groups here. Looks like we're taking an expansion in the middle only. Lots of control groups here. You have to control your vessels. You have to be wary of Storm. We have an EMP here ready. Oh! It's like 2 High Templars get EMP'd. You shouldn't be super confident here in committing. Alright. I want to go on a little bit further on why Mutas are just better than Hydra Lurker. Although Hydra Lurker, if you can get upgrades, can do decently against Bio. Looks like the blue team is going to win basically because of Terran's upgrades being so much stronger than the other teams. And again, this should be Raz's base is not Striker's. And it looks like that base is going to go down. If you go Mutas, you're limiting what the vessels can do. They want to irradiate Mutas, but they also want to get rid of High Templars. And if you make them make that decision, as opposed to just going Hydra Lurker, where the Lurkers are pretty low priority target, and Lurkers are very vulnerable against the Zerg that's going Mutas. So not a ton of options there. when you go Hydro Lurker. Looks like some stray units getting cut off. None of the island's base is taken yet, and it looks like we have another engagement here. Striker really leaning on these lurkers. But here come the mutas, and if just for 1 second he gets unsupported by Protoss, the mutas can easily clean it up. Drones being made at top left. Again, it should be Raz's base. Raz is on what? 9 gateways, but he's only on 1 base currently. Oh, huge storms. Upgrades. Storm doesn't care about upgrades, so as long as the storms are alive, Protoss is always going to have a fighting chance. And Sting has done a very good job at keeping his vessels alive. Striker not utilizing Scourge to snipe them. One thing you should know, if you morph irradiate hydras into lurkers, they'll never die. And they'll pop out as a fully healed lurker. Why are there no drones here? I must have missed some kind of harass there. This game is actually pretty close. Queen's Nest not being utilized. Again, the fact that Striker is just... Okay, Terran has the mineral only, but so does Protoss, so it's actually pretty even on bases. There's this extra base for Silver. But the fact that only now this is being mined. Units being used here. Not a ton of Bioforce thing. It looks like we're switching into Ghost. One of the reasons why Ghosts are used, it's not for nukes. It's simply because Protoss doesn't have detection. So oftentimes you'll see the Ghost Cloak come in, snipe High Templars. And it looks like Terran is working on that 3-3 now, finally. Still only have the 1 starport. Looks like the 3rd was cancelled somehow. Might have been a Hydro Lurker counterattack. Here's the Ghost. Striker can help. I don't think he... Okay, only now is Striker getting Overlord speed. So you can see the USA team really delaying getting that detection. And he's being contained by 2 ghosts. Don't want to waste a storm on just 1 ghost either, so... Striker's 3rd base goes down yet again. And it's turning into a pretty low eco game. But Raz doesn't have a 3rd base. Neither does Sting. The vessels are going to shine here because they're so effective. So cost efficient as a unit. And then that's Korean asking, what is this? And here we go. 11 mutas still left over for Silver. Still not getting more upgrades, and we have Hydro Lurker here now for Striker, trying to wrap around, get these mutas that have been... Oh, this could be huge. How many mutas are actually going to go down? Looks like only 3 mutas, not the best. Not enough air units or anti-air units to kill the mutas. And here we go, the Lurkers wrapping around. These are 3-shotting Marines now, so way less effective. This is pretty hard to coordinate, and the mutas are getting on top of the Lurkers. The Hydras are coming in from the back. Most of the bio actually goes down, but there's enough mutas here. Actually, no, there's still a ton of Hydras. Mutas forced back. Vessels only down to 3 vessels. But Raz is about to be mined out. No base yet at top left. And Silver still has his brand new base. He might get killed now. Raz should be distance mining now. And I actually have no idea who's winning here. Striker's main is about to be mined out. His natural's still pretty healthy. He's only now taking that third base. But Terran has the much stronger ground army. It's 3-3 upgrades on these units. For us only is at 1-0. Zerg actually doesn't have any upgrades. If they can kill Silver's brand new base, Striker still has one left over. Silver's Muta's slightly out of position here and not being able to help out, but you can see how powerful these bio units are. Oh man, looks like the command center, looks like an EMP went off, so this Dark Archon can't be utilized against the Mutas, and High Templar goes down. There's not that much anti-air here, only a couple Hydras and Dragoons. Again, he's just killing out the Hydras, but if you morph it into a Lurker, it won't die. Alright, this base isn't mining. Raz's new base got countered by the Mutas. So Striker is the only one with a brand new base left, and these Mutas are just going to head right over there, and I think this is enough. Actually, not that many lings, not that much DPS. Mutas don't have the best DPS. Distance mining is his only option here. But looks like they're just going to go counter Silver as the Mutas are out of position. And let's look. Alright, this is massive. This is one starport production, and we have 9 vessels. So Sting has done a very good job at keeping these alive. They could actually just eliminate Silver here. Muta's gonna do their best here, sniping High Templars and denying the distance mining. This could be huge. Oh man. What is Striker gonna do? Looks like they're trying to defend the new mining location. Okay, we have Ghost. Not that much detection. These Ghosts are just High Templar snipers. Looks like they're gonna go for that Dark Archon, which is mostly shields. They're burrowing here, but Striker could target his own units and kill these Ghosts quite easily. Looks like they get caught. They're getting caught here. The Lurker's burrowing forward. These Marines are never going to die against Hydras, but against Lurkers, they have to be careful with the splash. But there's just so many vessels. How many vessels? One vessel goes down. Not any Lurkers left, and without Lurkers, without any kind of splash, Terran wins very easily. And we still have these Ghosts. 3-3 Ghosts. Not very effective against Dragoons, but very good against small units like Zealots, High Templars, and primary shield units like the Archons and Dark Archons. Sting saying they lose. Sting has a brand new base. Terran, Inba can just float, get a brand new base for free, and Silver's gonna start distance mining. And with this amount of vessels left over, there's no way for Team USA to get anything done here. And making Lings here, Ling's not gonna be at all effective against 3-3 bio. And Silver still has these Mutas left. They couldn't even eliminate Silver because of this bottom right gas, so I think they just had no options there. And Raz just getting High Templars now. Cheapest mineral unit he can make. Oh man. What a game. Should be sinking in for Team USA now. Striker's on his last patches. So we're gonna block Silver from taking a new base. He mustered up his last half-control group of army. Check, check. And here we go, last engagement of the game, I think. The High Templars have been sniped by the Mutas, and that's GG there. What a game. Russia wins, and we're at 2-2. Oh man, what a game, what a game. And we're gonna go into the next match right away. It's gonna be Jaeyoon against Gornt on Polypoid. And if you were here last week, that was Dragon against Gornich on this map. It was like a 50-minute match, mine out scenario. Alright, let's go into that game. Jaeyoon playing Protoss, of course, the race picks against Zerg. And here we have him as the white Protoss in the bottom right, representing Team USA. Jaeyoon, and in the top left we have Gornich as the orange Zerg, representing Team Russia. Now, in Gornich's game against Dragon, Gornich was very far behind and just decided to defend as best as he could, and eventually he won in an actual map split or semi-map split scenario. I think Dragon only didn't mind the last remaining patches at his mineral only here. This map has a lot of features that lead to a very, how should I say this, a very it's a mid game and late game where it's very hard to attack because of all the chokes, high grounds, and ramps. And that benefits both players defensively. It makes it hard to attack. So we get a lot of games where it goes very long. And we have two players that are very comfortable in that kind of scenario. We have an overpool form, Gornich, Jaeyoon, Pylon Natural, no scout. This could be a Nexus first. It could be 12 Forge as well. No scout, 12 Forge. Looks like it's going to be an 11 Nexus from Jaeyoon. And this build is very nice against overpool. We get that Nexus up, then a Forge, and we'll get cannons up in time against overpool, even at an adjacent position. And Jaeyoon going for that immediate scout. Hello. Welcome to the stream. There's that expansion from Gornich. Jaeyoon checking for that Overlord to see if he was coming from bottom left. This is a way to rule out one of the scouts. Hey, speak Korean. I don't know how. And Jaeyoon gonna get it cannons up. Now this cannon position is a little bit curious. You want it closer to ramp, so it's better against a run by. I mean, it's not the biggest of deals, but it would be slightly better on the right side of the pylon. And Gornich just making pure drones against this after 2 lings. These 2 lings are just to deal with the scout. Then he can focus. Actually, made 4 lings. So he's going to block the ramp on top of this. Then you're getting that gas up before a second pylon. One of the benefits of 12 Nex is you get this Nexus finishing up super quickly so you can get extra supply. I wasn't really sure on this gas timing, but it looks like just waiting for that scout. Looks like he's actually hiding the drone a little bit. He's going to delay his third, but he's going to confuse Jaeyoon, so probably worthwhile. Jaeyoon transferred over to his net. He probably transferred a couple too many, and he actually went Zealot before Core. I think he's doing this because he didn't get in the main, and the Zealot will ensure you get a scout, or actually will help out if you need to get that scout. But he is delaying his tech a little bit. Probe's still very healthy, hasn't taken many hits. Gornich now finally sending a link. This is important. He needs to see the Zealot before he gets across map. When you're cross map, your Overlord getting to their natural actually takes a very long time. So it's very important to get a ling right in front of their base to see any kind of Zealot move outs. And I think he might actually see that Zealot. So this is huge already. Is he making lings? Looks like this ling is retreating because they might have seen something. And he is actually making lings, so he's going to be fine. Low HP probe, so Jane's sending out another one. And this probe is just to get into the main to see what Gornich is up to. That's why this lot is going to the third. The plan here is for the Lynx to come to the third as this probe sneaks in right into the main. But Gornich is well aware of this tactic and he's prepared. So wants to get behind the middle line. Good reaction there from Jaeyoon. Alright, 2 Lynx should be able to engage here. Looks like the probe didn't manage to get in, and James playing blind here. Spire from Gornich. Solid still alive, got 2 kills. Looks like the drone can actually range, so it forces the Solid out. Very nice Zealot control here. 4 kills on this Zealot. And there's a Stargate from Gornich. Now, I think this was Citadel and then Stargate, so this speed-lot timing is going to be faster than Gornich expects. I don't think he actually saw Citadel either. And Jaeyoon is blind, so I'm surprised he's actually going for this first. Execute cam. No cam either. No Korean, no cam cast. That's how we do it here. And there he goes down. He's moving out now. This speed lot timing again is a lot faster than you'd expect. Zerg is not going to be expecting this when they see a Corsair. Now, these Lings are keeping tabs on the Zealot. Once you see that speed finish, you should throw down Sunkens ASAP. There you go. It's about to finish. They're not going to have +1, so Lings will still be effective at dealing with the Zealots. Okay, so we have 2 set of Scourge here. Jaeyoon has to be very careful here. Oh. Corsairs instantly go down. Is he making any more? No, but the Archives is on the way. Again, the Zealots don't have +1, so the Lings can deal with them, but it looks like just too many Zealots, too few Lings. There's a ton of damage getting done here. 1 Zealot in the main. But the attack has been defended, and let's see how Gornich transition. He can go either Mutas or Hydras here after killing those Corsairs. He does need to drone up though because he made those Sunkens and he has lost a couple drones on top of the fact that he had to make all those Lings. And Gornich does decide to go Mutas after killing those Corsairs. I think Jaeyoon made another Corsair. No, actually he kept making Corsairs. So he has 3. I'm laughing at the battle going on in the chat. So he only made 5 Mutas. Does he have any Scourge to support? No, he's actually making more Mutas. Jaeyoon getting Storm now. But Gornich is already transitioning into Hydras, getting +1 and Hydra speed. 3 Mutas will be enough to defend. He's getting 1 extra cannon just for defense. And after seeing Mutas, you can see he's adding more Corsairs. Normal response. Now 7 Mutas is a weird number. 5 is enough to one-shot probes. Hello, VIP. What's he saying? Is this? Okay, I thought they were trapped here. 1v1 go. Alright, we have a High Templars gathering energy, and let's count the gateways. This is 8 gateways, well, 9 gateways from Jaeyoon. Double Forge as well. Just getting all the upgrades. Gornich isn't in a terrible position economically, but he's still only on 5 hatcheries. He did make those 7 mutas. Very big investment. Now 7's a very interesting number because... what is that? 63? Not enough to one-shot High Templars, but more than necessary to one-shot probes. So it's just an awkward number of mutas to make. 6, you can dive on a cannon without losing a muta. Looks like DT gets spouted. I think this DT was patrolling between these two bases. And again, Gornich. Look at all Gornich. Let's analyze Gornich's build. So he has 5 hatcheries, then he went Muta, then Hydras, and now Lurkers, and now this third gas. And only now getting that 6 hatch. So in terms of production, he's a little bit behind, but he has all this tech. Meanwhile, this is hilarious. What is this? This 5-11 gate on 2 base. And then we're going to take a Nexus because we're supply blocked. Plus we made 6 Corsairs. How to get VIP? I think you have to donate. You have to donate 1 balloon or enough balloons so you're in the top, I don't know. In the top 3 or 5. I'm pretty sure Kadenzi donated 10 balloons and she's VIP. So 11 is a safe bet. Whoa. Lancer X, did he get it? Nice. Alright, James, still no third Nexus. Maybe this is a fake. Alright, welcome to the club. Brand new VIP. Lancer X, what time is it where you are? Oh, looks like all the Corsairs went down, but it's not going to be a big deal. Gornich isn't going to make a ton of more mutas here. He's already switching into Hydro Lurker. We have +2. Jane's ground army upgrades. Let's see where they are at. It's +2. 1 armor is almost complete. Third Nex is very delayed. So this is actually very all-in from Jane. Welcome. Alright, Choop, you're the only one that's missing here. Alright, so this is what I was talking about earlier, how Polypoid often leads to very long games because it's very hard to attack. What is Jane's best option here to attack? This is a ramp where you can place Sunkens and Lurkers. Basically impossible. He has this choke here, probably his best bet, but with Dragoon-based armies, very dumb unit, hard to attack. He also has the third location where it's a very small ramp. And this is pretty easily defendable with just 1 Sunken and a couple Lurkers. So while Jane has this massive army, this is why this build, going 11 gateways on 2 base, not the best map to do it on. Looks like Gornich actually made some... Okay, so we're coming in. We're going with the big attack. Looks like the Observer already sniped. Keeping the Zealots back, which is very nice against Lurker fields. But without any Observers, can't advance any further. And if Jane's next Observer is this one that's being made, the attack is basically done. Orange only now getting a Queen's Nest after successfully defending. And I think this is actually a pretty bad position for Jane. He's going to be forced into a double expand. As you can see, his main almost mined out. His natural in a couple of minutes is going to be in the same scenario. Orange can actually take another expansion here as well. And again, this is another base where it's pretty hard to attack. There are 2 ramps, so it makes it easier. But every base on this map is quite difficult to attack for Protoss or Zerg. Alright, Jayun ramping up for another attack. He does have... Okay, does he still only have the 1 Observer? There's the 1 Observer. Another High Templar goes down. Nice control there by Gornich. James saturating his third base. He really needs another expansion. Probably 6 o'clock is the better base than 3. Just closer. Again, I don't think this is the way to attack on this map. And I just think you can attack. Basically, you can attack on this map. Another observer goes down. So at least we have a reinforcing observer here so the attack can press on. We're running pretty low on storms. And Gornich successfully defends. He's going to take this 5th base now. He already has Hive on the way. Double Evolution Chamber to get melee. Whoa, forgot melee. Or Carapace. Melee and Carapace upgrades. We still have 6 mutas alive. These will 2-shot High Templars. Maybe he'll morph these for Guardians later, but with a Stargate already, I'm not really sure. Jaden scouting for that 5th base. Sending Zealots all over the map. And I think Jaeyoon's boned here. Okay, we finally see a probe. Like, he needs to keep expanding. Some free overlords here getting picked off. And there's Hive. And there's Crackling. No Defiler Mount quite yet. This base not that great in terms of saturation. And it looks like the 5th is actually going to be stopped before his lurkers on this ramp. So this is a big get for Jaeyoon. And Gorgeous Muta not doing their job, which is just to scout these spaces. Be very annoying so they can't get up. Looks like the Mutas are hurting over there, but they're going to be cut off by the ground army. Hydra's going to 3 o'clock, and like I said, it's much better to take 6 than 3. Way harder to counter this space than 3 o'clock. But Gornich's ground army is growing quite significantly. He's massing up a ton of Hydras and Lurkers. Crack is about to be done, and once Crack is done, these things will be a lot more effective. Although they will be neutralized somewhat by the fact that Protoss will have +2 armor. And Gornich is double expanding, and this is smart because Protoss ground army can't be at 2 bases at once. And it looks like James gonna go for this. Gornich trying to get that block on the ramp, and that's how easy it is to defend this base. And with that, I think this game is going to go quite a bit longer. James actually taking another mineral only, and I don't like this at all. Simply because he's going to be on 2 depleted gases, so he's going to be on 1 gas. Here we go. We're going in with the Zealots. Waiting on top of the Lurkers. Storms from behind. Nice Dragoon arc here on the low ground, and I think he's going to be able to break through. He should be careful now. Pull some of these Zealots back. He still has enough Storms left over to storm the mass. Zerg mass. Most of the Lurkers have gone down, but so have most of the Zealots. And it's going to be very hard for James to reinforce his position. Meanwhile, Gornich is just pumping Purelings now. He has a ton of hatcheries. He's flanking. No storms left. There's going to be 1 storm in a second. No Archon morph. And I think James is going to get cleaned up. But he did get a ton of damage done to Gornich. I think he might have stayed a little bit too long. But he is going to be able to rescue most of his Dragoons here. Oh. He's going to go again for that 9 o'clock base. But with some Lurkers set up on the high ground, it's going to be pretty hard for him to attack. And again, let's look at James' gas. This is going to be depleted pretty soon. So is this. So he's going to be relying on this 1 gas that he's not even mining actually. Protoss never wants to be on 2 mineral onlys this quickly. This happens on CB when you expand horizontally a lot. Alright, let's look at what James' plan is now. Alright, so we have the support bay. We have second robo. The last time I casted this map, Dragon was in a much better position. Very similar to this actually, but just with better economy compared to Gornich. And he lost because he just kept attacking and didn't utilize harass at all. Just like this base with no Nidus is actually going to be killed. There's only 2 cannons here, so Gornich can actually kill this base quite easily. Like, if this group of 2 control groups of Lings can kill this base instantly. But we have a shuttle, speed shuttle with High Templars, and this is very nice. I like how Jaehyun didn't leave his entire army there to kill a base. Like, going into a corner base puts your army way out of position, so just being able to kill it with 2 Zealots and then putting your army in the middle of the map so you can react to counterattacks much more quickly is better. Only a handful of drones here, but Storm Drop's very valuable against Zerg nonetheless. He mostly stormed his own shuttle there, but still some nice damage to get done there. Again, without a High Templar here, or some DTs, or maybe a Reaver, the fact that this base is wide open and can easily be countered just seems like like, this is very nervous for me as a Protoss player, just watching this base not being defended properly. Basically, the first base, the closest base to Zerg, the most easily countered base, is where you want to be the best defended. Again, this base also, this isn't much defense when Zerg is on Hive. This is very bare defense. Again, Jaehyun keeping on the pressure, and it's good. You want to keep Zerg on the back foot so you can pressure and harass. If Zerg is the one harassing you, attacking you, you can't effectively use shuttles. I'm looking for that shuttle on the minimap. There it is. Alright, here we go, here we go. Shuttle! 500 APM, but it can't pay attention to a shuttle. And this is, oh, this is ridiculous. He's breaking upper ramp. How did this happen? I didn't think that would be effective at all. It looks like the upgrades. Alright, so the shuttle was a distraction, so he can do this. Alright, it makes sense now. Getting another base. Gateway, very important to mix in High Templars and Dark Templars. Looks like the army's gonna get cleaned up, but it might get the base. And if you can get the base, it's still good enough. You don't want to lose map controls Protoss. But basically what happens here is Zerg is going to concentrate their drones at less bases now. Makes shuttle harass much more effective. Oh, looks like we have another shuttle here. This one, this time, Jaehyun. Oh, come on. What? Unfortunate. This is a standoff. And Gornish retaking this base. Supplies are pretty close, but economically, I think Jaehyun's just in a better position. Unfortunately, 2 of his bases are mineral onlys, and mineral onlys, while better than no base, I wouldn't count it as a full base. And again, we have Gornish taking a mineral. Mineral onlys for Zerg are actually way better than they are for Protoss. But Gornish cancels that immediately, realizing he can't defend it. And if Jaehyun can split, because he's actually utilizing shuttles, I think that's a way for him to win here. He's keeping tabs on how many bases Gornish is on constantly. Whoa, that's a ton of drones. And if we look, Gornish doesn't have that much economy. He's basically on his mineral only and these last patches. Meanwhile, Jaehyun still has 6 o'clock. He has a mineral only base, and he has this brand new one. Two cracklings are actually cost efficient against Zealots. Basically, no matter what upgrades the Zealots have. And then 3-3 just makes that even more true. It looks like the numbers weren't in Jaehyun's favor. With Lurkers here, I don't think he'll be able to press on. But this DT at top right is key. Doesn't want to let Gornish take that base. Scourge in position to stop harass. No Robo here. And no Reavers quite yet. First Reaver is at 6 o'clock. No Scarabs on it. Alright, with Jaehyun, you just gotta watch the minimap. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a big attack. He's going to hit this base. But this is mostly Zealot. One High Templar. Not the best composition here. Plague on the Zealot's very effective. This is just like how you throw away leads as Protoss. And we had a 60 supply lead turned into an even game because Jaden decided to attack with 20 Zealots, and this is a result of the double mineral only. When you have 2 mineral onlys, instead of making Zealots, what you want to do is get extra Robos, because minerals are going to be in surplus, and Reavers are units that's more mineral heavy than gas. Reavers only cost 100 gas, whereas to get a Reaver you need 200 for the unit, plus the Scarabs, plus the shuttle. Here we have Jaden finding another opportunity to attack. Where does this Nidus connect to? Looks like this place. And again, Goran's just defending, holding on. And this is actually looking very similar to his game against Dragon, where he managed to pull a victory by facing an over-aggressive Protoss. Like, I would be very surprised if Gornich is ever able to attack in this game. But as long as Jaden keeps making Zealots like this, he should stay in this game a lot longer, because Zealots just aren't very cost effective now. Alright, we do have a shuttle with 2 Reavers. We have 2 High Templars in this one. And Jaden is taking more gas bases now. The second his composition stops being so Zealot heavy, he will be a lot more cost efficient in these fights. Should probably have a Nidus here as well. There's a shuttle somewhere on this side of the map. It's right there. 2 Reavers being used here, and this is used. This is going to make the fights a lot better for him. Fortunately, he only has the 1 observer, and Gornich has been very good at sniping. His entire army is plagued here. And it looks like the 2 Reavers are going to be taken out. Manages to rescue one of the High Templars. And Gornich is in a supply lead now. The map is very close to being split, but being split doesn't matter. Usually Protoss is going to win, but only if they're cost efficient with their units. Okay, trying to find a better angle to attack. He knows Scourge are positioned on the left side of the space. Here we go. One of the High Templar gets off, storms, another nice storm, and with that, about 11 drones go down. Again, just so many Zealots, double mineral only. This is what's gonna happen. Just so many Zealots. I mean, this is hard. This is a hard habit to break, where you just think, okay, I got a macro now, and you macro and you make Zealots because you don't have gas. But when you're in this scenario, you want Robos, extra Robos. You'd still make your Zealots as like a supporting unit, but you don't want primarily Zealot armies anymore. Like Plague is very effective, Lurkers are very effective, Crack is very effective, Cracklings I should say. And again, just with 1 Plague and a couple Lurkers, impossible to break with this composition. There we have a Robo being added. If Jaden with this extra gas finally has enough to mix in Archons as well. And let's do another look at what Gornich is working with. So this space is about to mine out. So he has this brand new one. He has a mineral only, and he's taking top right natural. Jaden meanwhile has some left at 6 o'clock. So it's 4 bases versus 4. So it's pretty even still. Gornich has caught up on upgrades. 333 Zerg. And again, just very good Scourge usage to snipe observers, to snipe shuttles now. Now these Reavers are exposed and basically free. It looks like no lurkers here, and James gonna find another good attack angle here. Now there's one Defiler. It does have enough for Plague. Uses Swarm, and Storm not the best there because it's mostly Zealot DT Archon. But you can see the Cracklings are just way too effective here against mostly Zealot armies. So Jaeyun with reinforcements is going to be able to break through. Hydra's not that effective against this composition unless the Zealots are plagued, and it's going to be close. Gornish sending units from all his spaces to reinforce his position. Looks like the knives did go down, but the hatcheries are going to be kept alive. And even if this base was killed, not a high priority base. But Jaeyun is able to rescue 3 of the Archons. Gornish taking top right now. Gornish is going to be a base up. Jaeyun needs to take 3 o'clock to keep up in this game. Took another shuttles out. But Reaver drops are very expensive. He might utilize some Reaver drops. Gornish has very nice vision. If we just turn off, he has his entire half of the map. The shuttle is trying to move in. Seeing it, look, instant Scourge reaction. So it's very hard for Jaeyun to get this harass. He retreats to the cannons. Cannons will provide anti-air defense. Looks like an observer went down. Drone transfer being sent to top right. No Nidus here. Like, the Nidus usage is going to be key. This base isn't that well defended either. So there are some weaknesses here. This is like a moment of weakness for Gornish as he gets these 2 new bases set up. We have a large supply lead for Jaeyun. This base probably should be giving up. We do have some Reavers to support. It's going to be a much better attack now. Shuttle instantly goes down, and the Reavers are at the front, so they're very exposed. Lurkers are clumped up though, so Storm very effective there. Looks like Jaeyun is going to be able to kill the base this time. Again, not the biggest, most important base to kill. It's only this much minerals left. The hatcheries don't hurt either because Gornish has a ton of production elsewhere. But he's still trying to defend, and with Lings, once the Protoss Storm runs out, Lings are just way, just super cost efficient at this point. A new base taken by Gornish, and Jaeyun still doesn't have 3 o'clock. So Jaeyun's on a timer now. He needs to get critical damage done or take 3 o'clock for himself. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're casting Russia against USA. Semifinals winner will go on to face Poland next week. Alright, another good attack here from Jaeyun. There's no lurkers set up here. Decent swarm there. There's some Dragoons being mixed in, curiously. Dragoons not the best unit here. Like Zealots, they're just not very effective against Hive Zerg. But especially so because they can't hit under swarm. Very nice storms there on the mineral line. Just camping the Reavers and leaving them there. Look how effective they are. What is the contest? It's Nation Wars 2. Unfortunately, can't link on Africa, but it's a team league, I should say, between different nations outside of Korea. This is the 2nd season. The 1st season was won by Poland, which is currently in the finals, and Russia and USA here in the semifinals, fighting off to see who goes up against Poland next week. Another nice storm there. Again, the probe. Where are all the drones? Looks like Jaeyun just all over the map. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of damage you need to get done against Zerg. Like, the frontal attacks are nice. You can get damage done. Okay, looks like all the drones are there. But this kind of harass where you're hitting several different locations at once really hurts Zerg. And Zerg doesn't want to make drones at this point. We want to keep making units to contest out on the map. Because now look at this block. Now James going to take this base, and it's going to be very hard for Gornich while he's defending to stop it. The winner of this competition challenged Korea. Well, obviously Korea would win if it's the top Koreans, but maybe there can be something done with some amateurs. Korea would still be heavily favored, but could be some better matches there, more competitive matches. Okay, just keeping on the pressure as he sets up this new base. Looks like he might be actually able to kill his base. Lots of Scourge being added, trying to get these observer snipes. And there's actually, this is like 80% of the drones for Gornich. So losing this space, or not even losing this space, but laying units up to hit this space could be disastrous. Gornich just massing Zerglings. The Lady KCM team. Alright, finally we have some Reavers to support. Are they arriving just a little bit too late? Or just in time? Looks like just in time going to be able to protect these Zealots a little bit longer. And looks like this base is going to go down. And now suddenly this base is also under threat to go down. Gornich just doesn't have a ton of drones elsewhere. He only has the 9 o'clock base mining. And it looks like finally Jaeyoon is breaking through. Much better unit comp with these Archons, with these Reavers. And how many drones have gone down with just a couple Scarabs? No Nidus either, and just no minerals left for Gornich. Nurkic trying to get up the ramp. Again, Gornich just really not mining at this point. He lost the space. The mineral only got harassed as well, and now he's losing top right. And James taking 3 o'clock finally. And I think that's it. That's all she wrote. The players women? No, only Cadenzi, as far as I know. Looks like 2 lanes gonna try to kill this Nexus. Hero Reaver coming to the rescue. GG. Right? Still 2 bases left for Gornich, but you can see he just doesn't have any units. He pulled everything to defend that base. And that'll do it. So we're at 3-2 in favor of USA after Jaeyoon pulls out that victory. And we're going to go to the next match. And it's going to be our very own VIP Lancer X against Striker. Yeah, Cadenzi plays for Team Europe. Cadenzi was actually here earlier in the chat. Alright, so match point here. USA can advance if Striker can beat Lancer X. Otherwise, Lancer X can win and force an ace match. Alright, in the top right, we have Striker as the Blue Zerg representing Team USA. And in the bottom left, we have Lancer X as the White Terran for Team Russia. Map is Eclipse, 2-player map. Lancer X sending that probe out to the natural, and Striker, let's see what he does. Well, there is an idea to get something done, but we'll see, we'll see. Something to get either the winning nation or a combination of the strongest players. No Pine Scout from Lancer X. Is this going to be overpool or hatch first from Striker? Looks like it's going to be overpool. And Lancer X going for a 10 Fort Scout. Well, this map, unlike the last map, because the fourth base, well, actually it depends on where the fourth base is taken. Yeah, it really depends, because if Zerg takes this fourth base, it's a lot harder to defend. But it's not the greatest map for attacking either. But it's much better than Polypoid. Yeah, Gosu means very good. Great. Very strong player as a Gosu player. Alright, let's see Lancer X going Nexus. He sees Overpool. No fear of getting killed by Lings. Can go Nexus and then Cannons. Sees two Lings leaving the main. A little bit curious. It's going to be very hard for him to get back in. And then we have a 230, let's say 8 gas from Striker. Before the third hatch, but it's very normal because now he gets a faster Scourge timing to defend from Corsairs. Gonna go and try to make a pylon. Alright, so he could have made a pylon there, but it's not a big deal. Zerg just makes a hatchery here instead of right there, and they still can mine these extra patches very efficiently. Trying to loop back around into the main. Striker leaving one Ling at the front to scout any Zealot movements as the Overlord heads into the main. Where do I live? In Chile. Transferring over some probes. Let's see. Does he leave enough to have 1 mineral per patch while mining 3 on gas? Looks like he does. So a very nice transfer from Lancer X. Very well executed. And the Ling gets, or the probe gets back into the main to see Lair. Striker's speed. There's speed. Probe still alive. Lancer X making a Zealot after the core. Very standard. He's gonna push Striker back, but Striker should be making Lings out of from this hatchery. I'm pretty sure all these are Lings. Yep, there you go. And he'll have enough Lings to defend from the first and second Zealot with 8th Lings. He sees the Stargate. This Overlord should retreat now. Overlord sees the Zealot heading over to the third. You don't. I am American, but I live elsewhere. No. Striker should be careful here. How you want to defend this basically is you want to deal with the Zealot with 4 Lings while leaving 4 Lings at the natural in case the second Zealot heads there. But if he sees the second Zealot heading towards the third, he can just send all his Lings there. Fortunately for him, he's able to kill off that one Zealot before the second one arrives. He did lose 1 drone, but not the biggest of deals when you can get 2 Zealots there. Link speed finishes as well. Lancer X going for a Stargate and a pretty fast Citadel. Looks like second gas a little bit delayed here. He's not making the Corsair right away. Striker saturating his extra bases up now. And nice plug here at the wall from Lancer X. This is a very tight wall. 2 Zealot gap. Let's look at the archives timing. He's actually getting +1, even though he's not making a lot of Corsairs. 5th hatch from Striker. Hydra Den, and soon Evolution Chamber. So very standard from Striker. First set of Scourge being made. I think how you want to do this is you want to make one at your 3rd and one at your natural. But not 100% sure if that's the best way to utilize your Scourge. Simply because it can get to this Corsair faster no matter where it is. Lancer-X probably going to stay around too long if he goes for a greedy 2nd Overlord. Striker splitting off one set of Scourge. This is for flanking in case this doesn't get the job done. There's +1. There's Hydra speed, 2nd gas. We should see Overlord speed as well. And here comes, this should be a very easy to execute flank, but he might actually go scout with this. Now Lancer-X only has the 1 Corsair, but he's getting +1. Striker should see this here. Looks like the Corsair does go down, so this does give Striker the opportunity to go +1 or to go mutas. After opening up with a handful of Hydras, he could easily go mutas to follow up. He actually droned up quite heavily. He has a couple extra drones here. Looks like this is going to be a 7th Zealot attack. Speed is about to be done, +1 already in, and Striker is massing up Hydras. Now, you did make a few extra drones. It might backfire if he can't defend from this attack. Otherwise, he's going to be a very good position. Looks like Lancer-X heading over to the 3rd. Hydra's blocking the ramp very nice. This will allow him to get these Hydras in position to defend. He's got to plug the gap for as long as possible, and Lancer-X just retreats immediately, realizing he can't get that much damage done. And forces retreat. He's already adding gateways, already has a few High Templars. Only 1 cannon. It's a little bit risky. He does have to continue making cannons now, or buy time with these Zealots. If these Zealots go right back to his base, he's dead. So he needs to buy time. Looks like Striker didn't utilize all his Hydras. Striker already droning up. There's a 6th hatchery. Soon we'll see a 7th hatchery at the 4th base. Nice around here. This is how you want to engage Hydras. Looks like Lancer-X taking some nice engagement with these low number of Zealots. These games were broadcast live. No, I'm casting from replay. These games were played earlier and now I'm casting them. Casting live is pretty difficult. You have to get both players to be, or both teams to be around at the same time. And on top of that, the lag between different nations comes into play. Not impossible, but just harder to coordinate. Striker a little bit indecisive here. He's not really committing to attacking, but he's also pressuring. So he's taking some pretty bad fights with these low Hydra numbers. And now Lancer-X is able to put on some counter pressure. He's going for that Zealot High Templar attack. It hits much faster than Zealot Dragoon, but it does leave him vulnerable to a couple different things like a Muta switch. And just the fact that Zealots don't have range, so they can't effectively protect the High Templars. Once Protoss is this far across the map, it's a little bit different. Striker is going to be forced to engage here. He has to be careful. Enough Corsairs here to also hamper him. He's going to be supply blocked. High Templar on the ramp here. Very nice storm there. Gets picked off. And the +1 Corsair is going to town on these Overlords. And I think Striker is going to clean this up, but he's taking a ton of damage. Not only to his Hydra count, but also his economy and his Overlords. Actually, Lancer-X reinforcing this very well. He's only on the 6 gateways, but just very well executed timing attack. what's the main platform for this event? Only on Africa, but other events either Twitch or Facebook, and then the VODs just go on YouTube. Here you go, some more Hydras coming in, and he is gonna be able to defend, but this is so much damage. And Lancer X behind this already taking a third Nexus. Looks like the hatchery might even go down. DT hitting away, 40 damage per hit, barely, just doesn't die. And again, Striker is supply blocked. And more Zealots streaming in, so just non-stop aggression from Lancer X. And I think this hatchery is going to go down finally. And there, boom. There goes the hatchery. And now, 5 hatchery production. Plus, he's not going to be able to mine effectively from this base. Lancer X with the third Nexus. I think what happened here is just Lancer X took like really good fights with 7 Zealots, and he killed maybe like 10 Hydras with those 7 Zealots, losing a couple only. And then because Striker was so aggressive with that unit while also joining up behind it, he was vulnerable in this exact timing that Lancer X hit. Hydra's going to that third base, gonna get this high tempo for free. Could get up the ramp, maybe kill a couple cannons, but I don't think he'll be able to stop this base even with 20 Hydras. Nice drill there, really bugging out the Hydras. Striker only now adding his first lurkers. Well, now with a few lurkers out, it's going to be much harder for Lancer X to attack, but he is transitioning into Dragoons. Very late June transition. It's only 3 lurkers, and without Hydra support, Zealots can't get on top of them. Lancer X leaving some units to deal with the counterattack. And here he comes. Does he have an observer? He has 1 observer here. Not a lot of units here for Striker. Just getting caught out of position here with these Hydras. Lurkers not... Not enough lurkers to effectively deal with an attack like this, and there's a GG. And now, should note, these games were played in order. I think Jaeyoon's game was played earlier, but the 2v2 and this match were played after Jaeyoon's game. So it was 3-1 in favor of USA, and then Russia won both to tie it up at 3-3. Now we're gonna go into an ace match, and it should be no surprise who's playing. You can guess the USA ace, but there's only been 1 USA or Russia ace, and that's the Walt. It's gonna be the same as the first map. It's gonna be... What was the first map? I don't even remember. I think it was Fighting Spirit. So 3-3. Still 1 match left, and it's going to be the match to determine who goes up against Poland next week. Here we go, and it's Boa in the bottom. Oh, in the bottom left spawn on Fighting Spirit. As the white Protoss representing Team USA, and with no surprise, we have the Walt as the purple Protoss in the bottom right. So PvP ace match. Boa has played ace a handful of times for Team USA. He's lost against Bonneth, and he beat Dragon. But I think he had a couple other aces. The Wall, on the other hand, hasn't lost a single ace match. I think he's beaten Zeke and a couple other players. But the Wall's one of the few undefeated players. He's building the pylon closer to the ramp, very common in PvP. This could be for double gateway, or it could just be for standard 1-gate tech. Keen says, wait. Wait for what? So it looks like 1 gateway for DeWalt. No gas quite yet. Gas usually made right before Protoss hits 12 supply. Alright, DeWalt's gonna go for 10, 12 gate. Alright, so that makes sense. That's why the pylon's so far forward. And Boa is gonna scout him first. Never mind, he's gonna go for a mid scout. Nope, he is gonna scout him. Oh, come on. Yeah, he's gonna scout him first. He's going core zealot, I think. If a zealot comes next, it's core zealot. Well, Mio is gonna go attack once he has 3 zealots, and there's core zealot. By the time he gets to Bo's base, Bo's gonna have 1 zealot, 1 dragoon, and then a 2nd dragoon in production. Now, the most common follow-up to 10-12 isn't an expansion. It's just 3 zealots, then gas on 21, and you can transition into a dragoon heavy mid game. But this isn't. Alright, so DeWalt, you saw he canceled that probe to get that faster gas. So very important to get this gas timing right, because when you delay your gas already, you're gonna be short on gas, and the later your gas is taken, the later your dragoon range is gonna be. But going right away for dragoon range, he still has 3 on gas. No shield battery either, and here comes DeWalt's 3 zealots. Alright, there's the shield battery from Boa. First dragoon is out, and we're going to have the 2nd dragoon in production. Like I said, he's sending out the dragoon first so he could get some shots off. You can reduce the shield on one of the zealots completely. What you want to do with the dragoon is hit the zealots so they lose the shields, and then hit with your zealot, hit their own zealots, because dragoons only do half damage to zealot health while they do complete damage to shields. That's probably the most effective way to get the job done. But can't see because this bar. But the Wallet's microing effectively, the shield battery using its energy, but the zealot from Boa not being utilized. Now the dragoon is actually blocked off by this positioning. And you can see without range, dragoons are quite dumb, not being able to get here. Not really attacking either. Good drill here, but I think this is actually enough damage. Like, even though he didn't kill that many pros and he didn't kill any units, the fact that he was able to force that drill, force the shield battery, I think Boa, DeWalt's in a perfectly fine position. He's going to have 4 dragoons following this up. And he's getting dragoon range. Boa going for that robo right away. We see something in the middle map, and I'm pretty sure that's 2 extra gateways. Yep. Alright, so this is an ace match, and this is for the season, and DeWalt's going for 4 gateway dragoon. And this is after basically losing his zealots without seeing any other tech. So for example, imagine this were a citadel right here. This would already be over. But here we go. We're seeing 4 gateway dragoon, and this is going to be pretty difficult, but not impossible hold. Going shuttle first, okay. Boa did see 2 dragoons and cybernetics core spinning. Well, these are zealots, not dragoons. This is a little bit interesting. Maybe this will allow him to break up ramps more effectively. There's a support bay when the shuttle's about halfway. Times out so that you can start the re-rest and the shuttle finishes. I'm pretty sure it's only going to be 2 Zealots and then just pure Dragoon reinforcements. Alright, so I think these Zealots are like ramp busters. And he's going to have to get here before this Reaver finishes. This is going to be close. So it's 6 Dragoons, 2 Zealots against 5 Dragoons, 1 Zealot. He does have the ramp in his favor, but the Zealots will allow him to kill a Zealot very quickly and then bust up the ramp. Bo's going to have to utilize some kind of, how should I say, probe drill to this gas. Nope, looks like 6 Dragoon pops out and he just has enough defense here. Now, Bo might be feeling pretty confident. The wall hasn't given away that this is 4-gate quite yet. But based on the number of Dragoons and the fact that there were 2 Zealots, that's a lot of units for just 2 gateway production. So Bo should be at least... Oh, he's moving out. Ooh. I'm already nervous. I'm already nervous. He's breaking out. He's breaking out. He's breaking out. The wall's gonna pounce on this Reaver. Oh, okay, he's smart. He's retreating. He's waiting for his extra Dragoons. And Bo's going for a timing attack here. He's going for a timing attack against 4 gateway. He's getting a second Reaver. Look at the wall. He's patiently waiting. He knows Bo's blind. Bo's going to want to break out. This is 15 Dragoons, 14 Dragoons against 7 and 2 Reavers. With good concave. Minimizing the splash with nice surface area. Or nice arc. This is very easy for the wall to win. Oh man. Oh man. Here we go. So it's 15 Dragoons against about 8 and 2 Reavers. But the fact that the wall's faking a retreat here. He wants to let Bo get further across the map. Oh, he's actually countering. He's not. Wait, this is interesting. He's countering. He's not actually flanking. And now Bo's in a tough position. He's going to want to press on, but he doesn't have enough. Oh, the shuttle is getting targeted. Dragoons trying to break up the ramp, but they're on the low ground. Reaver at the front, very exposed. Shuttle can easily be picked off as well. And we have the 7 Dragoons from the wall. And I think he's just going to be able to hold here. Shuttle not being utilized. Bo's kind of distracted. He wants to defend and attack at the same time, and that's impossible in this game. Nice Scarab there. But the Reaver there gets picked off, and we still have 2 gateways in the main. And I think that'll do it. And that wraps up USA season. Russia wins 4-3. And that's our final. So that'll do it. Tune in next week for Russia against Poland. We also have WCG next week, which I'm also casting. So I'm going to see how I get that done. Now USA loses. Russia wins 4-3. Russia wins. Let's get this. There you go. Russia wins 4-3. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and tune in next week. I'll see you all then. Have a good one.
Si te gustó este video, no olvides darle like. Y si aún eres nuevo y aún no te suscribes, te invitamos a hacerlo y a darle clic a la campanita. Recuerda que todos los días viernes estaremos subiendo nuevas guías y nuevo material, todo en relación con Starcraft remasterizado. Hasta la próxima, amigos.